What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of TMP, and my special guest today, straight from New York, the Dominican Dominator. That's
there you
right.
go. You get it right.
The Dominican Dominator from New Jersey. Okay, I say New York. The Dominican Dominator, Victor Martinez, my brother from another mother.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you to everybody listening to TMP. Welcome back. Always great to have my friend here. Talk to him always. Don't see him much these days because of all the
damn COVID
traveling, the COVID. But me and Dennis, we always pick up where we leave off.
There you go. When did you move to Jersey?
It was unfortunately a while ago. I just switched my license to New Jersey like last year. That was the hardest thing, man.
Oh, really?
But it's actually good for the kids. It's great for the kids. It's not as congested as New York, and it's only about 5 minutes from New York.
So you live there with the whole family?
Yeah. I mean, you know how my family is. It's not like yours. My family is a little scattered, as they say.
So how many kids do you have now?
Still on 6, man. No more.
Still 6.
That's it, man.
You sure?
On 6. Oh man, come on, man.
I don't know with you, man. I remember when it was. I remember when it was 5. You said the same thing.
I know, and then there was this trip to Colombia that just one party too many, man. One party too many, damn Colombia.
How old is number 6?
Lo quiero mucho, Colombia, okay? No, not your fault, my fault.
How old is number 6 now?
Oh, man, she's 2.5.
Already?
She's going to be 3 years old, and she's definitely her terrible 2s. But you know what? Babies are babies, she has great energy. She has great calves and hamstrings for all that running around she does. And she reminds me of me in the girl version.
All right. And Norma, everybody's good?
Norma's good. She's stay home during COVID, and I realized, oh my gosh, she has a lot of work. She does a lot of work. And being out.
So now
because us being out and about, we don't see this,
I know.
We don't see this. So when I saw just one day how my daughter was and how my other daughter is and just driving her nuts, and I felt bad, but at the same time, it gave me a realization that, I gotta definitely respect the work,
Because you guys were locked down for a long time where you literally had to be in the house. That's something you probably haven't done in what? Since you were a kid?
No, since I was in immigration.
I almost forgot about that. How long did they keep you in there? I don't remember.
I gotta fix this thing. It is annoying.
How long did they kept you in there at that time?
Oh man, it was one of these things.
Was it 6 months? Long. 6 months or 9 months?
It was 7 months, 8 months too long.
8 months, and that's only because. Didn't they tell you not to leave the country?
Yes, they did.
So why did you leave? So why did you leave the country, even though they told you don't leave the country? You will have problems coming back in.
Because it was an opportunity to do the Arnold Classic. I knew it was going to happen. Leave or not leave the country. I knew the guys. Mr. Rodriguez. In the Homeland Security. Thank you. You did warn me, but I made the choice because I wanted to beat Dexter at the Arnold Classic, and when you're a bodybuilder, listen, a small bit is not going to scare me, I mean, I did it pretty much on a handstand,
Did you think they're going to keep you in there for like a couple of hours or a couple of days?
I calculated maybe about 2-3 months.
So you calculated 2-3 months coming back. You still went.
Come on, D.
Well, good thing. Hey, but you know what? We laugh about it now, but good thing you won the Arnold.
Well, I said, you know what? If I don't go and I stay here within the next 6 months to a year, Homeland is going to pick me up regardless.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those inevitable things that was going to happen. Listen, your case is based on what happened on your bust back in 2000. So now, because of that bust, we have to see an immigration judge And unfortunately, it's not going to be from you being free. You have to be detained. You know, so I said, well, you know what? Screw that. Why am I going to stay here like a sitting duck at home, waiting, you know, and hoping not to get locked up, but knowing you will, because the guys gave me heads up. These are nice guys, you know, they're doing their job. You know, they gave me heads up. They said, listen, we know your case. It's a detention case. You have to do your time. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, might as well do it and leave with a bang.
But
said,
why did that happen? What was the reason for you to have to do in the time? Just because your green card expired?
No, they just try to deport me, man. You know, they try to deport me.
So you had to go through all this shit. So it was a deportation case.
Yeah. But they felt, you know, I mean, they try to deport me. I say try because they're always going to try, you know, when you're an immigrant. But the thing is, the only immigrants that get deported are the ones that have no money for lawyers, you know?
Right. Oh,
I had three lawyers, man. there was no way they're going to deport me, you know? Right. And plus, the judge that I had, you know, I got to give you a shout out, Judge Page, you know. I know you tried to get rid of me, but you lost.
No.
Follow the law. You know, you have to follow the rules of the law, you know.
Right.
That's all he told them. And, you know, I was always messing around with him because he was a tough guy, but I know he's a nice guy, you know. But at the end, when I did win based on the law, he said he didn't want me. And I said, well, too bad, it's not up to you. You know, it's not up to you. You know, you treated me like my father when I was 17, when he didn't want me home because I had weights. And I said, for that reason, I'm not going to beat you, you know? And I did. And it was due to the fact that I studied him, you know, when I was in there. I had time, DJ. I had time, and I had a lot of commissary money. And when you have a lot of commissary money, you can actually get a lot of help, services, favors, you know, you can pay for in jail. And one of them was I hired every single guy that had Judge Page under their case file. And I just interviewed them. I interview them every day. What's he like? What does he ask you? And he does an entrapment. He does a lot of entrapment. And one of those entrapments he does is he always wants to get you in perjury. You know, and that's what I noticed with Judge Page. You know, again, this is a case where, you know, no matter what court you're in, you have to speak the truth, because once you get caught in perjury, there's no going back. You know, it's recorded. It's recorded. It's written down. It's remembered by people, and that's one of my lawyers said that. He goes, listen, if it's not recorded, if it's not written down, if it's not photographed, it doesn't exist. You know? You just said, that's the only thing I want you to remember in this case. The rest, let me handle it. You know, George Cremarco, you're the man, bro. You're the man. and definitely Tim Alexander and Paula Zweyer, they're my friends, my personal lawyers. They were very good at helping me. And I just feel bad for everybody, you know, not just my fans, my family, everybody that were in there, not physically, but mentally with me in there. It's not fun, man. It's not fun. But
is it true that immigration jail is way worse than the regular jail?
Damn right it is.
Because you would know. That's why I'm asking you, because you have a little experience in both. Listen,
I was in Rikers, and when I was in immigration, I'd much rather have done the longer time in Rikers.
Mm-hmm. So what's the difference? How bad? How much more bad could it be?
Well, you know what's going on with the country and immigration. You know, the divide, the people that don't want the immigrants without knowing that there are a lot of good immigrants. I say about good 80% that are good compared, but there can, you know, probably more, 90%. But they're too busy focused on the criminals, you know, and the criminals makes up the majority of the case of not wanting them. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing becomes Guantanamo Bay, psychological. They want to keep you disconnected from the world, you know. And when you're in Rikers, you can make a phone call in a few minutes. You can get right to the phone. You could get a phone easily. You could get a phone, or you get an ID where you can call with your ID. In immigration jail, you can't call until you finally get your own phone card, which comes a week or two after you get your commissary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the psychological part of not seeing your visitors. It's instead of an hour, it's 30 minutes. You know, they make it difficult to see you. They have to, anybody can see you in Rikers. You know, Ronnie came to see me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And immigration, it's just, you have to be approved to be seen.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to go with Lori at one point, but I know there was some issue where...
No, they make it difficult. Yeah, they make it very difficult.
I remember we had a few conversations over the phone. You were able to get in contact.
Yeah.
So the guards there, did the guards recognize you? Did they know who you were? Did they treat you a little bit better than some of the other guys?
Listen, I gotta say, definitely give a shout out to a lot of the guards that looked out for me. You know, you guys are retired now, and I know you can't get in trouble. You're collecting your pensions. You know, thank you for the, you know, roast chicken, my pizza, my protein bars, you know, and everything else you brought me. You guys are the reason why there's still a lot of guys that are coming out good from there, because you guys, even though they are doing time, they treat them as, you know, human beings. You know, they don't treat them as just a common criminal. Anybody thinks shit happens, you know?
Right.
But some of these COs were straight up guys. They go, listen, man, we know you're good. We know who you are. And we know who the rapists are. We know who the criminals are. You guys are not, you know? And some of us weren't, you know? And even when we knew who the you know, not so kosher criminals were, we stay away from them, or we made sure we made it harder for them. But the COs definitely they look out. But I made sure not to take advantage of the situation. I could have easily kept asking for favors, Dennis. And this is where the unselfish part comes from us, you know? Yes, I wanted more pizza. Yes, I wanted more chicken. But at the same time, my first thought was, I want this CO to not lose his job for helping me out.
Right.
I don't want that. So I would tell him, no, I don't want anything. You know, the next thing you want, or next thing that could happen is somebody can see you doing this. They're going to rat you out. There's a rat in every game, every job, every corporation, everything you do, every organization, there's a rat. There's always somebody that wants to be ahead of you. And that's what I told them. They don't want to believe it, but I stood by my decision not to accept any of these favors, you know, and I'm happy I did, you know.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
Why did it take so long for you to get out?
It's the process of the judge. Judge Page makes it hard, man. He makes it hard, you know. Some judges will see your case within 2 months. Judge Page postpones every one of your sessions or next court dates 6 to 8 weeks. You know, so instead of saying, hey, Dennis, give me a letter from your parents, your kids, a letter from your job and your taxes, he spreads it out. 1 month he asks you letter from your family. The following month he asks you a letter from, your taxes. And then the following month he asks you a letter from your job. Why didn't he just ask that from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I got ahead of him. That's why I asked everybody who I interview, what does he ask for? So I collected all this information within 3 months. I got every single thing he asked for within 4 or 5 months. And my next case was in about 7.5 months already. And he almost postponed it. Again, but he didn't realize everything he wanted, on file was already on file. He goes, well, how do you know?
That's crazy. So all that happened because of what happened back in 2000?
2000, yeah. When you're a green card holder, and a lot of guys got to know this, you know, I did my citizenship already back in 2000. I passed it. I did my citizenship. You know, I got it. But no thanks to Officer Terry. I got to shout her out, man. I shout him out. I think statute of limitations run out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
10 years?
I mean, it's 20 years.
Oh, is it?
21 years.
But you just got your citizenship, finally.
I just got it in 2019.
So
but I got it in 2020 and 2000 I got it. And Officer Terry lied because, you know, I was taking my exam to be a firefighter. I was good already. I passed my test, everything, gave my taxes. I did my citizenship myself. I mean, it was just, I got 10 out of 10 questions. And, you know, one thing she asked me is like, oh, I'm surprised your English is well. I'm like, I've been here my whole life. You mean you're surprised my English is well? You know, I'm surprised you're taking the test in English. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to take it in English. It's after you're a certain age that they give it to you in your dialect language, your native tongue, you know. This is after you're in your 50s or 60s, which is what my dad did and my mother did. So they were citizens when I was younger, you know. They couldn't prove it, though.
So you passed the test in 2000, but you never got the certificate.
No, then she claimed I never handed her a full report of my juvenile arrest records, which were sealed. I
didn't know you had juvenile reports.
Oh man! Listen, indeed, you know, indeed, bro. Listen, you grew up in a military family, right?
Yeah.
You grew up with your mom and dad, right?
Yes.
You know, just a quick question. I know you're giving me the interview, but just a quick question, just so people can understand what it's like. What's the difference, you know? I'm living in the hood, you know, government allowed crack to be sold freely. You know, it was just dumped in the neighborhoods. Policing, every cop was crooked, you know, and like, you know, I don't know if they came any other way, as Mel Gibson said in Payback. You know, every single cop was crooked back then, you know, 80% of them. How was it with your parents, with both of them, when you came up with an issue, something at school, something with work? They would speak to you, right?
When they had a problem or when I had a problem?
When you had a problem.
No, I wouldn't speak to my parents. I would take care of it.
You would take care of it? Now, was that learned through
me and my brother? It would have been me and my brother.
Okay. Now that was just because you saw how your father was military-wise, or just your household?
My father was not in the army anymore when we grow up. He was still work. He was civilian, but he still worked for the U.S. government. That's why we were still there. I didn't grow up on base. We lived off base. I went to school, German school. Everything was basically in German. So I was living in Germany.
Which is a whole different lifestyle.
It's different. It's not like where you grow up, but it's different. We have similar things in Germany. It's not on the same level.
All right. Do you have crack? Do you have crackheads?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a lot of
crackheads.
Maybe back then when I was young, no, because I was playing soccer. I was on the soccer field all day. We didn't hang out in any bad neighborhoods or so, which we didn't even have in my area. But yeah, they got. Oh man, you go to the big cities, they got people shooting heroin on.
Yeah, but people going to school. We talk about junior high school, high school. People going to school strapped, you know, with a gun, you know. All right, well, this was my high school. This was my time, you know. Everybody was packing. Everybody was going to school strapped. You know, teachers were sleeping with as many kids as they could, you know.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Did you ever had sex with a teacher?
No, I was. There weren't hot teachers in my school, man. You know, there was no hot teachers. I have to say that, you know, no hot teachers. But I think my mind would have not even have gone there because I was just a very quiet, depressed, mentally processing everything every day for the next day. I never thought about next week, because today and tomorrow was never really promised, you know. Again, you know, when you're going to school strapped, you're already a pull out, a dagger, a freaking, a 22, something, I'm not here admitting that I went to school strapped, just to remind you, but I won't confirm or deny it. But it was something that, you're living on edge. You're living on edge, and now you're looking at, the entire neighborhood is falling apart. People losing jobs left and right. My father not working, my mother not working. I asked her for $5. I believe I was like 16, and it was like the worst thing I ever asked her, because the way she answered was short of being angry and not able to give me $5 to look for a job. And
so you had to make things happen for yourself.
I had to make things happen. At that time, it was just basically, borrowing hubcaps, borrowing cars here, selling gas. We pumped gas out of people's cars, And
you sell gas out of the canister?
We took them out of people's cars, So
back then, there were no locked caps and stuff.
No, there was no locked caps, and I believe even now you can still do it,
Some cars, most cars is
some
locked.
cars, yeah, some cars, and just the bitter taste of that tingling of the gas.
See, but I stole gas too. Now, see, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
I stole gas.
Yeah.
I was even older. I was 18 when I didn't even have a car. We borrowed the car from somebody's parents, basically stole it, because I'll tell you a quick story. I'll tell you a quick story for me. I was 16. I stole my dad's car. I know. I told my dad 20 years later, because then he was cool, because back then he would have killed me immediately. I stole his car, and I hear him snoring in the room. So I take the keys and I go out and I push the car around the corner, because I didn't want to start it in front of the house. So I pushed the car around the corner, started it, picked up my boys, and we went to a club. We all underage, 16, 17. You got to be 18 to get into the club in Germany. So I figured if I drive the car right in front of the door, I pull up in front of the door. They see I'm driving. So he driving, you got to be 18 or over. That's how we got in the club. One time, we didn't, I saw we didn't have enough gas. We didn't have any money. So we did the same thing. We got this little pipe. We got some gas.
That's official, man. That is official. You know what? It was survival of the fittest. If I could remember everybody's car that I took gas from, I would gladly pay back their money right now. But it was one of those things you don't look back. You're just a kid,
Right.
You're just a kid, you're 13, 14, 15. I remember a toy store burned down. And I got 6 of my boys, we got garbage bags, and I said, I know a way in, because the roof collapsed in the toy store, and we filled up those toy bags. Forget it. They collected insurance, but it was, my brother still remembers this, because I remember showed up with my face pitch black. You can only see my eyeballs and my teeth, and the bags full of toys. He goes, it was the best Christmas we ever had, even though it was like August.
Awesome. So when did you start bodybuilding? When you started earlier, didn't you?
Yeah. It was during all that time, because, just the trouble, the constant, misguidance, the constant, boys. And the more I heard that, it started sounding even more fake, because if you're my boy, why are you always trying to take my shit, Always trying to take either my videos, always trying to jack something, somebody from, you had the cool guys, and then you had the guys who are always on some shade, and they'll always ask questions. You die for me, I'll die for you. Yeah, we roll hard. And I knew that wasn't true, and that's when I knew, when I got jumped. I was about 16. I got jumped helping one guy. And when I was helping that one friend of mine, Manny Styles, DJ, what's up? Nobody came to help me. And that's when I said 16. I'm like, yo, I'm in this alone, man. I said, I need to disengage from all this. And that's when I venture out, and I walked into Elmo's gym, and my friend Melvin, I remember I sold him my gold bracelet. I said, Melvin, you got money. Your dad works. And his dad wasn't rich. He just worked. And I said, listen, just buy this bracelet from me, gold bracelet. I just want to join the gym. It was just, I had one-track mind to I want to be somewhere, I was too old to be in Boy Scouts. They had kicked us out already. from the Boy Scouts. So I had no refuge. The art school, we went to Harlem School of the Arts. That was only 1 day a week. It was free. We get to draw. It was nice, but it was still 1 day a week. And the gym was 7 days, man. It was a great escape. It was only $20 a month. And that's what got me away, man. So the more I did it, the more I kept going back to the neighborhood, the more negative, things I would see constantly happening. And I'm glad I wasn't there during that time,
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I started going early. And then basically at 19, still 1 foot in life, 1 foot, in the gym at 19, when my son was born, that's basically when I said, I'm going to stick to this and I'm going to use this to guide me everywhere else, school, work, and what have you,
So you basically started training, and you obviously have great genetics. So you start seeing things happening. When did you decide to say, you know what? Let me throw on them trunks to see if I can stand next to these guys?
Yeah, I saw Caprice Murray,
I remember Caprice, yes.
Yeah. I saw Caprice Murray. Caprice Murray was huge. I mean, I don't remember Caprice ever being small, even in junior high school. Caprice had always tree trunk legs, and I saw Caprice and walking through the neighborhood with a trophy, and I said, man, where'd you get that? And I want to get one. And he was definitely my first inspiration, real life inspiration, other than obviously Arnold and the ones you see on TV. But and Caprice was always cool, man. And Caprice could fight, man. One day I was getting jumped by a couple of guys. Caprice just, once he saw it was me, I swear, I never seen somebody throw hands so fast, man. Caprice, thanks for that, Caprice. I always mention that. Yeah. But it was, again, neighborhood fights because, you refuse to get punked. Somebody says bow down, it's like, make me,
Right.
But I saw Caprice with that trophy. I went to I didn't know where to buy opposing trunks, so I saw Milos did a post the other day where he competed with Speedos. So I went to the Speedo store and I got me black Speedos, and I remember scratching off the letters, but it's scratching off the letters. Or I think I marked them black so that way you can't see the Speedo logo. And I stepped on stage. That was my first time that I actually planned for something 3 months ahead.
Do you remember what show that was?
Yeah, that was the Elmo Santiago in the Bronx. It was organized by Elmo Santiago, and
was that Elmo's gym?
Elmo's gym, yeah. He only had two, so you had Ronnie St. Cloud came out of there. You had Martin Martinez, Ivory White. Eddie Carroll used to run them. Caprice Murray was there since I think age 11. I think they saw his potential. So Caprice always had, a lot of people supporting him in bodybuilding.
So that was back in 1993.
Yes, 93.
So, and you placed first as a teenager in the teenager category.
Yes.
And then the next year, if this is correct, what I'm looking at, you went and did the Beth Francis Atlantic States, the show that's still kicking today.
That show, Dennis, I have to say, is the most stacked show
I know because
ever been.
Bro, I didn't see that before. Coach, I'm glad you're saying that because I'm just looking at it. It says you placed 27th.
27th. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing there, man. All I remember was looking. I'm standing in the lineup. Ronnie St. Cloud's next to me. I'm standing in the lineup. I remember looking to my left and sticking my head out and look. I wish somebody had recording of that. And I looked to my right, and all I said was, "I just want to go eat some Taco Bell, man. Like this is like, what the hell am I doing here? You got to remember, New York. We had a lot of hard New York bodybuilders, but Staten Island, Steve's gym, he was breeding them.
Yeah,
Steve's gym, and then you had also Strong and Shapely in New Jersey. In Diamond Gym, they were breeding them. So anytime there was a show, These guys come from these gyms, and when it was just like, if you weren't from this gym, you basically, you had no chance.
You're getting overlooked. This got to be a super hard job for the judges to place everybody. They place even the 27th. I mean, they got to literally go through everyone.
Listen, if you see another stacked bodybuilding show like that in this day and age, you won't see them. Not in the amateurs. We're talking about 30, 40 guys deep per category.
Yeah, we used to see that in the nationals.
In the nationals, we saw it in the nationals. We saw it in the pros. Yeah. You don't see that anymore. Bodybuilding is scary, man.
Back at the Night of Champions, 50 plus, yes.
50 plus. Now, bodybuilding is scary. That's why people say, "Oh, the classic is great." I was like, listen. Everything that looks easy, you guys are going to do. Bodybuilding is scary. It's not realistic. It's not very tangible for many people, living that lifestyle of a hermit and staying home and constantly, I mean, remember, we didn't start living till after we start competing, right? Basically.
True. So you basically, you didn't lose faith in bodybuilding. You came back, it looked like 3 years later, and
got into powerlifting.
Oh, in between?
Yeah, that was 94, and I'm training in the gym. I'm looking, I'm sure I didn't notice I was looking like it, but Kenny looked at me like, "Yo, you got your ass kicked, man." What were you thinking, man? You got up there with some baggy Speedos, man. What do you expect?
Oh, they will lose? They will lose too?
They were loose and everything, man.
You got pictures? Is there pictures out there?
Is it? I hope somebody had. But when I was there, Ivory White, I was competing with Ivory White. What's up, Ivory?
I want to see you in loose Speedos on stage.
Yo, they just were baggy, and they weren't baggy in the front. Most of my ads, I had some freaking saggy, no ads. I had no ads. Wasn't really squatty much, But it was one of those shows where it was. I needed that. I took that in. I appreciated the loss. And I remember still being in the gym and kind of thinking with my Arnold Encyclopedia open in front of me. And Kenny Slacks came up to me. He goes, "Vic, listen, man, I know you want to bodybuild, but listen, let me take you to the world of powerlifting. Let's do some powerlifting, man. Get your mind off of bodybuilding. You're going to come back." And I did powerlifting for 95 and 96. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good lifts. I mean, I did, I think 475, weighing at 198, which wasn't bad, And in 95, I did a show for books. It was in BMCC. My friend Wilson convinced me to do this show. Hey, there's a bodybuilding show. It's organized, but I don't know who, but I think you could win. It's the only show I ever entered without a single day's diet. All I did was shave, put on oil. I don't even think I had Protan. If somebody can find this, BMCC, 1996, 95.
No, it's 90, not. It's not even on Wikipedia. It's only 94 and then nothing until 97.
This wasn't a non-sanctioned, no NPC. Okay. This is just the college that put a simple show together in the mess hall, of the school. Yeah. Small stage. I think one guy competed. He had a wolf face posing trunk with a wolf. He actually had a wolf. Yeah, sticking out of his crotch, So that it was a funny show. It was a fun show, but I did win. I got $300 for my books. The same day I had a swimming competition. I skipped the swimming to do the bodybuilding because obviously I got to do what I'm good at. So
all right. So fast forward to 2000 to the Nationals in New York. Yeah. I remember exactly because I was there, and I don't know if you remember. You probably don't. I don't know. You probably don't remember. This is where I flew in from California, from Los Angeles, on a red-eye flight. I landed at 6 a.m. in the morning in New York. And when you get out the airport, you get a cab. There's people, they hand you this tickets where what cab you had, what cab number it was or whatever. I don't know
how much it is.
I don't know if they still do it, but they did it back then in 2000. And I was still tired because I couldn't really sleep on the plane, so I was tired. But I got into the cab at JFK, and I told the cab driver to take me to whatever hotel it was, the event hotel for the Nationals. I didn't stay there, but I met KC. You remember KC or KJ? From California? KC. I met KG.
Yeah.
Me and KC Swole.
Yeah.
So I told the cab driver to take me to the hotel. So I kind of passed out a little bit in the back, and when we got there, I had a pouch, and I also had a wallet where I had everything in it, $6,700 or $7,600. I don't remember. All my credit cards, passport. I flew in from Thailand, LA, New York. So, but I paid him with the change that I had in my pouch. You remember back then we had the funny packs.
The funny pack.
Yeah. So I paid him, and I get my suitcase out of the trunk. I sit at the hotel. I'm waiting for Casey to come by. Casey said, all right, come on, I'll take you to the hotel. It was like 2 blocks, fucking New York blocks. You know what 2 block means, right? So we walking, half the first block down, and I was like, something just told me, wait, something's missing. I said, where's my wallet? With all the money, everything.
Joe Weider's Olympia here in Orlando, Florida. A little bit strange coming out of Las Vegas for all of those years.
Good evening, and welcome to the event that nearly never happened.
There's been an absence of a particular group of people on this stage that are back tonight. Tonight I'm here to say, welcome back to Miss Olympia.
And I instantly thought it's back at the hotel where I was sitting. So I said, KJ, I turned around and was running. And you know how we are. We run, you run. Why you run? He didn't know why I was running. He started running too.
Yeah.
I'm running with my suitcase back to the hotel.
You gotta scramble back. Huh?
I go straight to the counter. I said, listen, I was just sitting there. Give me my wallet. There's no wallet. I left my wallet there. Come to find out, I left that shit in the taxi, in the back seat.
Oh.
So all I had was that slip that I got from the airport. So I went to the police. You know what the New York cop, what he told me? That money gone.
He didn't want to do no
I said, here is the number. Here's everything, the taxi number. They couldn't reach the guy. He was gone. I don't know if he took it or whoever sat in the car next took it, because whoever sat in the car had to sit on my little wallet. I swear to God. And I was basically in New York the whole weekend as John Doe with nothing, no money, no passport, no ticket, nothing.
Yeah.
And then I watched the show. I remember I was there for Weider, and you won the Nationals. Now think about it. When you just got your U.S. citizenship last year, I was like, wait a minute, how did he win the Nationals when he wasn't even a U.S. citizen? I thought it was.
I got it taken away from me not too long after that.
What, the Nationals?
No, my citizenship, they retracted it because they said.
Oh, so you had it. You had it at a time.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
it was
so
retracted. Okay. It was retracted. Yeah.
Oh,
it was retracted based on insufficient paperwork, insufficient.
So so how do you get it? You had to do the ceremony.
Yes.
So you did the ceremony, and after the ceremony, they said no?
Everything retracted because it was basically like I lied or I didn't get the paperwork, how do they say, honestly or something, you know?
Anyways, you won fair and square. There was nobody even close. So, but what I wanted to ask you is, do you remember the first time we had our first conversation? Do you remember that? Do you? I don't. You probably don't remember because we had that conversation. We were both toe up, to be honest. But I remember it was in Vegas. Do you remember the very first time? We seen each other a couple of times, but the first time you set me down in the club, you said, "This is your words." I quote, "Yo D, yo D, yo D, I'm gonna have to pick your brain for a minute."
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
That's something I would say. Yeah.
You don't remember?
It's something I would say, no, because...
Let me refresh your memory. Yo, D. Let me pick your brain for a minute. And then you took a damn napkin from the fucking table.
Hell yeah. That would be me, bro.
Napkin and a pen. And you wanted me to break down how to use insulin.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I use that shit to the T, man.
I swear to God, you wrote that shit down. I just told you what I was doing. And from that day on,
we were smashed. We were smashed too. The thing is, people, you know what? You see how people always have the excuse, oh, I was messed up this weekend. I was trashed. I can't use that as an excuse, man.
Yeah. I was the same.
No, the more I drink, the more the sharper I get, the more I remember. Man. I can't, and my wife knows that. She goes, you can't even get away with shit because I see the way you work the floor, man.
I cannot get, I don't know how people get to the point where they don't know what they're doing, what they're saying.
Yeah.
I can be fucked up out of my mind. I still control everything around me. I might not be I might not be able to stand on one leg for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's all good. Falling is part of it. That's the whole fun part of it, But I remember applying it because I got information from you, from Dorian, when I first saw Dorian in 2001 in Spain. Mm-hmm. It was a good time, and I got to spend the first official weekend with Dorian, hanging out and just picking his brain like I did with you and a few other guys. I think with Milos, when I went to his club and did my photo shoot over in Fullerton, California. Milos took the time. I didn't mind. I wasn't shy about that. You know?
No, but
to take a picture.
Yeah.
To take a picture, maybe I will hold back, but for information, I would. And that's why, you guys actually set the tone for me to be that person as well. When I have a new athlete, an amateur, and they say, hey, can I ask you? I'm like, go ahead. I'm not going to send you, hey, here's my app. There was back then there were no apps back then. Join my OnlyFans now. Be a membership, subscribe. No. Here, I share my information. Same thing. I'm passing it forward.
I'll never forget because, like I said, you pulled the napkin from it and you start writing on the napkin. I was like, this fool would never know.
Did I slur? Did I slur that weekend? I know my slurring gets a little.
It wasn't as bad as some other times because we've been to a couple of parties together. So no, it wasn't. Bad. It wasn't bad at all. But from then on, you go on to a pro career that was unbelievable, man. You basically went all the way to the top. You won the Arnold how many times?
Well, the Arnold, I got
all of them
a few times, but definitely two of them. I got
two in Columbus.
No, one in Columbus. I almost had the two in Columbus, but Kai showed up. He showed up.
Oh, you got second. You got second in 09.
Second. Yeah. He showed up, and that was a year after my knee surgery. So I could have cracked it, but Kai was just on. That was his A game.
And that was when he fucked with all of us saying that he's not doing the show the day before. You remember that?
That's the shit he did as an amateur. What are you doing? God, you look good. You're competing. He goes, no, I'm not. And next thing you know, he's with a trophy on Monday afternoon in the gym. Guy, you're competing this weekend. I'm not competing. I'm like, why would you do that for, man? So it's one of those things where I have to say, Kai definitely went and took some of that stuff from Arnold's book of psychological, disorientation, because Kai, you knew he was going to compete. He would never tell you he's going to compete. He would show up on that stage. Most people would discount him out. And even though he wasn't competing in the NPC, he was destroying the NGA. And Kai was just basically collecting trophies, but he was being held back. Kai was one of those guys, you can never get any info from him, unless you were right there in the middle of a chess game where we would trash talk each other in chess, right before we did a workout, in Johnny Lat's gym. But always the same, always cool, always humble. And that's just Kai, man. That was always him. And that was just strategy. At the end of the day, it wasn't, we didn't compete in the same organization until years later.
Got you.
I believe, yeah.
So you went on to win the Arnold. You won the Arnold in Spain. And then in 2007, I remember, because I was also competing. In 2007, I remember like it was yesterday. Backstage, we get warming up. Back then, it was still a one-day show.
07? No, it was two.
Was it two?
Yeah, I remember two because.
Oh, it was, but it was at the Orleans already. Yes, okay.
Yeah, it was at
so
Orleans.
Not too. No, I don't remember backstage. I remember I was backstage, but I remember you taking your clothes off. In 2007, I looked at you and I was like, damn. You know, I've seen you so many times competing backstage. I know, you can size somebody up and you can see what somebody looks like condition-wise. Sometimes when they just move around, they bend over, they pick them up, and you see the glutes. Yeah. And I remember, I was like, God damn,
you start seeing the riddle.
Victor was on like never before. Maybe you probably had days where you were a little bit better conditioned, but your overall package was just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
The roundness, the fullness, everything was there. You ended up in second. How much, looking back, do you agree with second place back in 2007? I mean, I already know what you said back then.
I mean, it's not even agreeing. It's just at the end of the day, even to this day, now with social media, the great thing is that people are speaking for me. I don't have to say anything. I hardly do any post I don't think I've done a single post of I should have won, I don't make it a whole big deal. People say, oh, Jay, listen, Jay only took what was given to him, Jay only took what was given to him. I never, ever disrespected Jay in any way in regards to 07. That's just stupid for me to even try to do or do, This was all in the judges' hands. And, whatever excuse they made for me not winning, then that's just the excuse they ran away with,
What feedback did you get from the judges? Did you ask for any feedback?
I didn't, and I never really did at any show other than me looking at pictures. And pictures would just tell you, listen, this is why you lost. This is why you won, and most of it was conditioning. Most of it was conditioning. So when I looked at pictures, I said, let me wait for the show pictures. I finally started seeing them, I think Monday or Tuesday after the show. And I was just like, oh, man, like there was basically nothing I could have done.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could have done. Maybe I think if I would have, haggled Jay a little bit more, kind of teased them a lot more in your face, kind of like, but I was just being a sportsman and just focus on the stage, focusing on the audience, and just being there for the crowd,
How soon during prejudging did you realize, hey, I'm in the run here, for real?
I felt like I was in the run when on Thursday night when one of Jay's good friends came from his house and he came into my room and said, can I come see you? I know you're not Jay's friend. And I said, no, of course you could come see me. It's no big deal. He looks at me and he goes, oh my God, I can't believe you're so dry already. Jay cannot drop water, and I still didn't consider that as like, hey, I got Jay. Not yet. Jay's Mr. Olympia, All I saw was, I was a little bit happy and just kind of like, okay, so I'm still on track.
So you knew coming into the show, this is the best Victor ever.
Yeah, I had the perfect prep. It was just the perfect prep. It was just a good year. It was a good summer. I didn't do much that whole summer. I just moved into a new apartment. My daughter was born in May. And it was just, my food was being delivered twice a day. So I had no old meals. All my meals were fresh daily. It was 3 meals in the morning and 3 meals in the afternoon. And that's all I ate. And then I would train myself, other than with Victor Munoz once. I think I trained with him at least 3 times a week. Most of the time I was in the gym 3 times a day. So why did I divide the time? Because I was eating about 12 ounces of protein per meal. Mm-hmm. I was eating 12 ounces of chicken, 12 ounces of steak.
Were you working with Chet back then?
Yes, I was working with Chad. This is our now 3rd year, I believe. That was 6. I think we did 06, and then we did 7. Yeah, that was our 2nd year already. So Chad was already just pushing. Every time I would complain with Chad, I'm hurting, the cardio, you give me a lot of cardio. Chad would just kind of like, okay, so tomorrow we're going to do this. He would never change anything. He would never, let's pull back on cardio, you're looking better. And one of the things I always did, which I did with Chris Aceto, was I always took pictures in the worst lighting. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that was because if I look bad, they will push me more. If I look good, I felt like they were going to push me less. So it's one of those things.
So you wanted to be pushed?
Yeah. I didn't want any leniency. I didn't want any, okay, you know what? Now we're going to hand back for the next week or two. So we pushed through all the way to the last week. You know, okay. I think maybe except starting from Saturday. From Saturday a week before, it was just kind of like go through the motions, you know?
Yeah.
So that's when I started posing.
But leading up to the 2007 Olympia, you saw on your physique, this is going to be the best Victor that's ever stepped on any stage. You saw that happening.
Oh, yeah, I saw that coming because, hold on, sorry. Saw that because it was just, every workout was a perfect workout. Mm-hmm. Again, like I said. And then sitting in my balcony, the apartment, I think I only had like one chair, you know, maybe a sofa and the TV. And I remember walking out into the balcony and I said, man, you know, okay, I got the cardio, I got the food right. You know, my music is on point. It was made by a good friend of mine, you know, and there was one thing missing about this. And I said, man, I don't have a signature pose, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's when that pose comes.
Yeah. So I'm like just kind of going through all of the Mike Mencers, and I'm going through the Arnold poses and Larry Scott's and Muhammad Microwave, and that's when I just said, well, I haven't seen this one done, you know, and I'm only going by the feel because I'm not looking at a mirror, you know, I'm going by the feel. So I turn around, look at my window where I could just see my shadow, and I said, man, I think this looks good. I think this will fit me well, you know, and that's what I ran with, and it worked. You know, I'm glad it worked because it did become a signature pose.
Yeah, and it looks awesome. Yeah. So 2007, you're on top of the world, almost on top of the world.
Yeah.
And then
it was downhill after that. It was downhill. My boy died a few weeks later.
Yeah, but from that, I was just about to say that. I mean, then a lot of people know a few things, but they don't know most of it. You had so many obstacles you had to overcome, from losing your mom, losing your sister being murdered, you tearing your quad, you breaking your arm doing stupid arm wrestling. So many things that you had to overcome where others, that would have been career-ending stuff for other people, where you said, listen, I'm going to push through and I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's what it's about.
Yeah, but what was...
I didn't want to stop. And it was just reading articles of Flex Magazine. That's actually where that came from. Every time I would read an article on Flex Magazine of who won the Junior USA, who won the Nationals, you know, there was I could mention some of the guys who I wanted to see in the pro ranks that I didn't get to see much of. One of them was Phil Hernan, you know, it was another one in the back. Was it Phil Hernan or Phil Anderson? Don't remember. And there was also Quadzilla. You know, a lot of these guys that went through real hard times, and they would disappear. Mm-hmm. You know, they would disappear because of life issues and everything. And I said, listen, as long as I have health, I think I'm going to do whatever it takes to just come back to the stage, you know, win or not. It basically just get back into it. Whether I'm top 5, top 10, I will hope somebody sees this and notices that, yes, I can make this an excuse. You know, and I think I had a great excuse, you know, to bow out.
Yeah,
you know?
many times.
Yeah. I think I had a great excuse, but I didn't want it to be, you know, a pity story, you know.
Gotcha.
Pity is not one thing that sits well with me, you know. There's the person that says I feel bad, and then there's a person that does something you know, to help that person that they feel bad about. You know, I'm the one that does something about that, you know, just like you, D. And I said, I want to bounce back. I don't know how. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm going to bounce back. And then at the same time, having Steve Blackman behind me, I have to say I think he was definitely one of the pillars because I remember he would just look at me and he would just with his voice, Victor, you know, I think you got what it takes to really just come back. And this is just something small that's happening. I'm looking at him, it's small. It's freaking hard, you know, but he's there talking to me as if the injury and those situations weren't that hard. And I said, man, you know what? I want to come back. Because if I'm getting that kind of support, and you had Gerard Dente as well, MHP.
Right.
When you have that kind of support, and no doubt, it's just you have to, you know, answer back with, you know, with doing it. Right. You know, with doing it. So in 2005, I didn't have a contract. I didn't have a money. I was off the street, obviously, because I didn't want to hustle anymore. Obviously, I got in trouble. I was a target already by then. Mike McGuckin introduces me to Michael Yaron of Philadelphia. He's a developer. And I still remember like it was yesterday. Mike used to train Mike Yaron. And he goes, Mike believes in you for some weird reason that you're supposed to be this big bodybuilder as a champion in the future. And he keeps telling me about you. And I'm sitting in his office. He goes, well, what's your problem? What do you need? And I said, well, I mean, I'm having a hard time because I need to be focused 100%. I can't get a real job because it's going to infringe on my prep. You know, I need to be in the gym 2-3 times a day, and I have no money to pay my bills for the next 3 months. And he goes, no problem. How much do you need? I said, I need 10 grand. So he gives me 25,000. Oh. You know, and I remember giving my boy Mike half. I said, listen, I'm only going to get exactly what I need. You know, this is my rent, my bills, and my food. You know, nothing else.
That was back in 2005?
Yeah, I was back in 2005. And so I got ready in Philadelphia in 2005. And I remember, you know, he gave me the keys to his private apartment, the keys to his private gym. I moved to Philly. You know, I'm training. I'm prepping myself, actually, at that time. That was another thing, you know. I think me and Chris, after 05 Arnold, I said, man, I don't know what's going on. Why didn't I nail it? You know, we did 2003, we did good. 2004, we did good. 2005 wasn't so great. And I said, man, you know what? I think I have confidence I could do this myself, you know? And it just kind of, everything went together. And yes, I didn't look crazy. I wasn't that mass monster, you know, but I was good enough. And Chris did help me in the last moments, last week, a couple of weeks before the show. And Victor Munoz was still training me whenever I came back to New York from Philly. But I asked Steve, look at me. I'm afraid to carb up because I'm going to spill. He goes, listen, the best thing you could do is come in flat. You know, at least if you're flat, you won't be watery. That will give you a better chance. And that's exactly what I did. You know, I came in slightly flat. I barely even carved up. And it was enough that I lost every single round of I think that they had that challenge round. Remember?
Right. I remember.
Yeah. I couldn't win a single round for the life of me.
You lost every shot.
Every shot, but I remember Michael Yaron asking me, Vic, so what's good at this Olympia? I said, listen, getting top 5. Yep. Getting top 5 would be great
You made top 5.
And I will get you your money back. He goes, no way, man. He goes, listen, you get top 5, you're paying me back my money.
Oh, really?
That's my, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you paid him back?
I paid him back, getting that top 5, and it was... man, the next 3 days, man, was just one big party, man. I think I was the first one. At Dre's, man.
There's a lot of crazy stories with Victor, and I'm gonna just tell one story. My crazy story with Victor. I'm gonna tell this story because I think the people need to know. This is how crazy Victor. This is how crazy Victor can get. 2000. What was the year you came out of immigration jail? That year. We came right to the honor. We went to the New York Pro. That's when first time I saw you since you got out. So I don't know if you remember. I'll tell you. You probably don't. No, there's no way you remember. You remember when I tell you. So we at the New York Pro after we go eat. You remember that? Me, you, and I don't know who was with us. Somebody else was with us. And then we go over to New Jersey, to Rob Lopez's place somewhere where he was DJing.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Not at all.
You know, okay, I'm telling you. So we went over to DJ to his place a little bit. He was DJing.
I spoke to him the other day. He still works.
I think Johnny was with us. Was with us. Anyway, so we go over there. We're there for like 2 hours. You know, small little club, little tiny. You know, and then after I think Johnny went back, and then you said, "Come on, let's go to what's the X Sound Factory? What was the new name? Pasha?
Yeah,
Pasha?
Sound Factory. Sound Factory became Pasha.
Yeah, I think it was Pasha back then. So we go there, and keep in mind, this is Saturday night, guys. My flight back to Phoenix would have been.
This part I remember.
Okay, my flight would have been at 1:30 in the afternoon. So I figure, okay, I go with Victor. We get there maybe at 1 in the morning. Everything, we were still sober. Victor was crystal clear. We walk into the Pasha. I remember, it's just so crazy. Now, keep in mind. So now, we go in there, all of a sudden, Victor disappeared. 20 minutes later, I see Victor. And Victor was the old Victor of old. And we basically walk around there, and I'm like, because you know everybody. You go anywhere in New York, you know everybody. You got stuck everywhere. So I'm basically standing there by myself, and I'm thinking, am I going to go through all this and then I got to get on that plane at 1:30? How am I going to do this? I said, you know what? Because Victor...
You fucking ducked me, man.
Hold on. Because Victor's not paying no attention. He's too busy, busy being Victor right now. So I said, you know what? Let me call fucking the airlines to see if I can get on an earlier flight. So it was like 4 already, 4:30. I called the airlines.
Yeah, it was 4.
I called the airlines. They tell me there's an 8 o'clock flight. I was like, Victor gone. I don't even know where Victor is now. I'm going back to the hotel. I packed my bag real quick, drive straight to the airport. I was there at like 7, checked in, get on that flight. I fly back to Phoenix, 5-hour flight. This ain't no bullshit. I fly back to Phoenix. I go to bed. I sleep all night. To the next day, I wake up fresh, back to normal. Here I get a phone call. Victor. Somewhere in the background, still music. Victor, yo, D.
Yeah.
Yo, D, where you at?
Yeah.
I said, I'm back. I'm back home in Phoenix, man. I already had a good night's sleep. What? You realize 24 hours later, I was gone.
Oh no.
That's
it went from the night party to the day party. They used to have a day party. Tenaglia used to start from 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Crazy.
And it was just, it was free. There was no cell phone, no social media. You can actually have fun, man, and not be called out,
Yeah.
I still remember they'll call you and be like, what the hell?
Yeah. So one last question I have for you, bro.
Yeah.
Victor Martinez, you retired or not?
I mean, can I compete? I'd love to, but for me, competing is not my first priority these days. I've done enough. I did in 2019. I was happy, at the Arnold. I did 2020. I was getting ready to, keep going and do my Australia tour. First time there, I remember calling Doherty and Tony Doherty and I was so much looking forward to it. I think I spoke to the organizers about getting to Brazil. So I wanted to do all the Arnolds, and it just, COVID happened, didn't happen that way. And I was really looking forward to it. And once that happened, it's kind of like, what am I going to do after, going through COVID? I think I lost, and I'm still down 20, 15 pounds from last year, and I feel good. I don't mind it. But one of my main clients that actually used to fund my competitions passed away in September, Miguel Access, and he was the reason why, I did 2019. Of course, being in contract with MHP, you have the obligations, but I think Miguel was definitely the one that made it, where money wasn't going to be the issue. He goes, listen, you want to compete? I'll make sure I get you whatever you need to compete. And that's, I did 2019 and 2020, thanks to him. So for me to go back to the stage, I don't mind a challenge, any pros out there my age, from my era, that want to challenge me. Hey,
how old are you now? How old are you?
I'm 47.
47, okay.
48 this year, And I do it. I mean, I love the structure of it, D, I love, I have to work. I have to see my kids, you have to provide. We don't have the freedoms that we had before. We have a lot more responsibilities, right? And with the responsibilities come, you don't have the time for yourself. Like my friends, hey, want to hang out? It doesn't exist anymore. Let's go hang out. What is that? I mean hang out. My wife is home with the kids.
You miss it?
I mean, do I miss it? I mean, again, there was just a lot of hanging out, other than, the likes of you, hanging out with some of the cool guys and just having that genuine, cool hangout, with a lot of the people that freeloaded. I mean, when I was in Sound Factory, that I don't miss.
I know, brother. I mean, it's been forever, man. Damn COVID got us all like separated. Like,
it's all right, man.
So did you go through this whole period, this whole phase without catching it? You never had it?
If I did, I think they caught me instead, I think COVID caught me because I don't remember it.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I didn't feel it either. But when I did the antibody test, I was diagnosed. I mean, it came out positive. So which means I had it.
There was some days that I was like, what? Why do I feel psychologically twisted, And I'm not even on alcohol, Yeah, like I was just feeling weird and this pains. And without working out, was it COVID? I don't know.
Could be.
I took the test twice. I don't believe in them. I stopped taking them. I don't believe in those tests.
But did you take the test when you felt it, or you took it a couple of weeks later?
No, I took it when I felt it. It was just these bootleg. I don't know. I think it was just too bootleg, these tests. I think they came out too soon, too fast for something that we didn't understand. And I think a lot of people made a lot of money at these bogus tests,
Possible.
A lot of people made money on fake masks, on the, bootleg masks. And, now they're making money. I don't want to make this political, but no, I'm not taking the shot. Yes, I'm flying. I don't wear a mask unless I have to obviously respect the paranoid people that are around me. I do it for them, because I'm also not careless. I'm not going to be the careless person because this is what I believe. And listen, if making you feel comfortable, I don't mind, But don't see me without a mask walking in the street with no roof in our head and try to call me out, I'm going to clip you. I'm going to clip you, man. I'm going to kick your knee, Like, don't call me out like that.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing here in Arizona or Texas or Florida, there's no more mask mandate for us. I can go anywhere without a mask. It's up to me if I want to wear it or not. Nobody's going to bother you no more because it's strictly your decision. They can only recommend now. They don't require anymore.
I mean, I got to tell you, it's definitely a good year for all the girls with the ugly mugs, with the mask.
They can hide half the face.
Oh, yeah, they're hiding good, man. All you see is a body. You think they look high, and they're all broken down and shit. Their teeth ain't even done. So this is.
But it's true. They don't have to worry about They don't have to worry about the makeup. They can just put some mascara on and some lashes.
If anybody's arguing the whole mask mandate, I think it's the ugly ones. They definitely want it on. They still want it.
And them the ones running around with the Swarovski stones on the mask, trying to be all flashy.
Swarovski's flashy. I mean, again, everything becomes a fashion statement, even during a pandemic. I don't mind that. But just a political thing I stay away from. Where there's people saying it doesn't exist, that's a whole other thing. The shots is a whole other thing. Listen. I'm doing what I want, and that's me. I'm not posting anything on it. I don't deal with it in my social medias, I'm staying away from a lot of that stuff because it's we're divided. It's a divided country. Yeah. There's no way we're gonna make anybody happy. Everybody happy. It's just do what we do, stay happy, protect the family, protect the home front,
and stay healthy. That's the main goal.
And stay healthy. Yes,
brother.
Yes, that's it.
It's always good to see you, even though if it's over Zoom.
No,
I hope you can make it to Tampa for the New York Pro. I know it's your little girl's birthday, but maybe you can have a little birthday party and hop on a plane to come out to support Steve Weinberger and the team, brother.
Is that your birthday weekend?
No. My birthday is May 31st.
May 31st. Okay, yeah.
May 31st.
I know it was in May. Yeah. My wife is a week before that, so. I'll see you there. I mean, are you going to Pittsburgh?
No. I'm not going. I'm just doing New York.
Yeah. No. I want to save it. I want to save it for one show, Pittsburgh. I want to spend it with my family. We'll probably, go away for that weekend. Mm-hmm. So I will look forward to seeing you at the New York Pro. Thanks for putting me in the spot so my wife can see
always, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on, making the time for me. Tell all the kids.
Your wife and daughter.
Of course.
Your daughter. How's she doing?
It's her birthday today, so I'm going home now to get.
Your grandfather yet?
No. She's got plenty of time. She said, I tell her, like I tell the athletes, I tell her the same thing. Don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Don't rush it. Brother, I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
Thank you again. Give my love to the family, brother.
Thank you. TMP, everybody. Stay tuned.
Thank you, bro.